Mode.
Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Today we will discuss about how to market your small business in China. So first of all, I just would like to introduce you the EU SME Center. This EU SME Center is a EU-funded project that has for objective to help EU SMEs to develop their business or to establish their company here in China. To do that, it gathers a consortium of 6 partners, amongst which you have different chamber from the EU and the French chamber as well, as I'm working for this chamber, so I represent them today. And to discuss this topic, we invited Julia Bouron-Devos, who will talk about this really interesting topic in China, because you know that it's a very huge market for that, and it's not easy to recognize the different tools. So she will give you a short presentation related to this topic.
Thank you very much, Audrey. Good morning and good afternoon to everyone. Thank you, EU SME Center and CCFC for having this presentation today. So a quick introduction to myself. My name is Julia. I've been in China for the past 10 years. I'm a marketing and communication specialist, and I've created recently a company named MAPPsolution, which is a tool for SMEs to create tailor-made marketing and promotion plan. So that's why I've been invited today to present how to market your company on a shoestring in China. So the presentation today will be in 2 parts. The first one, I thought it would be that it was very important to recall the strategic principle of a marketing plan, and this is done in 4 steps, which are here. The second part is the implementation, and we will go through the 6 elements that I've described here. So let's go to the first part, strategic principles. So thinking about marketing strategy, sometimes it's like this, wow, a big headache, because it's many things to think of. Chinese market is maybe very complicated and maybe very far away from what we all know. So to start with, we need to understand what a marketing strategy is. Is it something that everyone is talking about but no one has ever seen? Is it a complex mix of different tactics, or is it a way to promote your great product to people who really need it? And obviously, yes, this is a way to promote your great products to people who really need it. And in order to do so, we need to go to the 4 steps which are described here, which are define who your customers are, adapt to your message to them, attract them, choosing the right platform, and last but not least, engage with them. So let's go to defining your audience. So defining your audience is very important. As you can see here, I mean, you have different people, different Chinese, different cities in China. No one is the same. So who are you selling to? Are you selling to this person on the top of the picture, or is this person on the bottom of the picture? Are you selling B2B? Are you selling B2C? Where your products will be easier to be sold? Is it on the first-tier cities or on the second-tier cities? What is the problem you are solving for your Chinese customers? All these questions are very essential for you to define who your customers are. A quick parenthesis on the understanding the Chinese customer. It's a McKinsey consumer and retail practice research that had been conducted in early 2016, which show you actually who your Chinese customer are. And as you will see, and I invite you to look at this presentation, you will find it on internet very easily. The Chinese consumers are really modernizing, and they are more mature, and they are more up to what European people are looking at, but you have to keep in mind that their culture is very essential to them. So obviously providing them with healthy living products and their very good products, quality products. It's also very important to keep in mind that family is very key for them, and the experience, unique and personalized experience, is really, really essential. Going back to your action plan, because we need one, absolutely. So your action plan for the first step of the marketing plan and strategic principle will be to collect info on internet, on all the customers that you may have, question the Chamber of Commerces, connect with the business people you have already in China to really understand where your customer come from and what they really need. Okay, so now you know more or less who you are talking to, then you need to adapt your message to this crowd. So again, a series of questions that is very important to reply to. What is your unique selling point? How are you going to communicate your vision, your mission, in order to talk to them, and what is really valuable to this crowd? You need to identify exactly what in your brand values will be interesting for your Chinese consumers, and define clearly your unique selling point for the Chinese market, and use it in all your communications. Okay, going to attracting them. It's an important topic that we will develop widely in the second part. You need to choose the right platform where they are likely to see your message, because whatever your message is, if you don't choose the right platform for your clients, for your customers, then your message will be lost. And this is the same in China and anywhere in the world. So this is very important to understand where these people that you have identified will learn from the product you can offer. And then last but not least, you need to engage with them, and engage with them by creating ways to talk with them regularly. You have to become part of their network. The word guanxi, network, is very important in China. This is the two characters you can see on this slide. And being part of the networks is key to really be part of their life. So create educational stories about your product and your values is one way to engage with your consumers and your target audience. And you have also to think about experiencing something, let them experience something new and very unique. This is also something very key.
Julia, just let me interrupt you. Can you give us an example on how we can make them experience these kind of things?
So experiencing something new is, I can give you an example of a company which is called Camille Fournet. It's a leather good company. What they do is they invite very few people, small groups, let's say VIPs, to experience how, to showcase how they build the product, how they choose the skin for their products, and they really educate them on the product. And because this is a very specific event with a small crowd, people really feel unique and special, and they do also share a lot of this experience on their social media platforms, which is super important also. You will see that for your brand. So this is one way of engaging with your audience.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so going to part 2, implementation. Implementation, I have identified 6 elements. The first one, and it's the first step, is getting the right Chinese name. Finding the right Chinese name may be, again, a super big headache, but it's so important for your brand that you really have to pay attention and to be very specific. You have 3 elements for the name. It has to be nice to hear, nice to look at, and has a meaning. I can show you here a very, very bad example of American company, sorry, Best Buy, who translated his name into buy some mai, which literally means think 100 times before buying. So as you can imagine, this was not a good name to enter the Chinese market, and they had to change it very quickly. A good example, though, will be another American company, Coca-Cola or Nike. Coca-Cola, the character looked good, and the phonetic sensation is good as well. It's you say Coca-Cola, which translates in happiness to the mouth. So it has a meaning. It's nice to hear. It's nice to look at. This is a complete good example. Nike is also a good one, Nike, which means endure and overcome, which are positive values. So these are 2 very good examples of how you can make a successful, create a successful Chinese name for your brand. How to do that? Well, again, your company's values are extremely important. So look at your values and try to think about how you would like your name to sound like. Ask your Chinese colleague, your friends and your connections, business connections. Anyone with Chinese can really help you with that, and it can be funny also to find the right name. The second element is to be digital. So here, this is one part that we just cannot miss in China. It's internet and it's the digital part. So we have a poll here that I offer you to do. It's about how many internet users you have in China. So you have 3 options and 3 replies. Number 1 is 642 million. Number 2 is 721 million, and number 3 is 940 million. So I'm giving you a little bit of time to reply. We've got almost 50% of you having replied. Okay, a few seconds. All right. Okay, so most of you said that and think that internet has in China 940 million users, where actually the reply is 721 million. So it is an estimation that we have for as of July 2016, and it represents 52% of the Chinese population and 21% of the world internet users. A very interesting figure to compare to is that in Europe, we have, as of today, 520 million internet users. So it's 200,000 million more than in Europe. And internet is one thing, but the way Chinese people will consume internet and will use internet is more mobile. And as you can see on this picture, this is really China today. Like, people are constantly everywhere looking at their phone. And preparing this presentation, we were talking with Audrey, and this picture, she told me, well, it reminds me at the restaurant when people are, dining together but not looking at each other and looking at their screen. And this is exactly China of today. So being digital, what does that mean? In China, if you want to access the Chinese market, then number one will be, in terms of implementation, is to have a website in Chinese and hosted in China. Why do I say so? For those who have been in China for more than 5 days and using internet, you know that you just cannot access everything and as freely as you would in Europe, and having your website hosted with a server in China is very important for your consumers to get to your website without waiting for a long time for the page to load. And let me tell you that waiting is not something that they like here. So we have to get the information fast. So having your website hosted in China is really important. Number two is also to get to the social media of China. You can see in the small design here, in the small picture, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, you just don't even think about this here. These websites are completely banned in China. And in China, we use WeChat, Weibull, and Youku. And we'll go through this different social media platform after that. So again, how to? We need option A if you want to create a Chinese website, and but you don't have the budget to create a full Chinese website, because I understand it can be very costly. So you can just at the beginning have one very long and heavy Chinese page. It's okay, because Chinese websites are most of the time they feature a lot of information. It's really packed. So this is at least a first step for you to get to the Chinese market. The second option, obviously, is to translate your entire site, and also to create a Weibo and WeChat account that a Chinese team member can use and will be responsible for it.
Julia, I just have a few questions. The first one is that would it be useful or easier maybe to have a website hosted in Hong Kong? Will that work?
It can be also, yeah. It's one part of the solution. Okay. Yes. Okay. But it's not as efficient as in China itself, but it works a little bit better, yeah.
Okay, and well, we have one question from one of our attendees. They would like to know if it's needed to be registered as a company in China to get your own website. I'm assuming that it's not necessary, because you need to have someone who creates the website.
Yeah, you need an ICP license to do that. But we can give you more detailed information later, maybe.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for the question. I'll go through the different social media platform. So number one, and it's WeChat, and this is something that I don't know how we can live now without WeChat. WeChat is something where you can discuss with your friend, get some group to work together. Many companies are using WeChat to talk together, to organize meetings. You send business cards through WeChat, you have video calls, you share with your moment, you share your moment, yeah, whatever happens to you on your moment is like the Facebook wall. You can look around and find some people who are using WeChat and get some connection. You can pay by WeChat. You have so many features in WeChat, like actually everything that we know in Europe is compiled in WeChat as today. So it represents 550 million monthly active users. It's huge, and this is something that it cannot be missed for a company. So Here is an example of what I've done with one company called Fapai. It's a bakery. So this is their WeChat mini site. So within WeChat, companies have the opportunity to create their own site, to engage with their consumers and to bring some information. So this is one of the newsletter. So the newsletter about this one was Children's Day on June 1st. If you click on info here on the bottom, then you got a menu with different topics. And if you click about us, then you go to the page here on the right-hand side, which is an HTML presentation with nice pictures, with music, and it's more or less a PPT/video presentation, which Chinese are fond of. You've got also WeChat moments. So I mentioned that earlier. It's a little bit like your Facebook wall. So on this one, this is me talking about Comptoir de France, this bakery company, because it just won an award, and I wanted my network to know about it. So I've posted a comment, I've put some pictures, and then as you can see below, many people just liked and post some comments and some emoticon, and they can also take these pictures and forward it to their own network. It's a really great way to spread the message to the many people. Last but not least, on WeChat you also have, and for companies it's nice, for the retail companies, loyalty cards and payments. So again, this is my own loyalty card, digital loyalty card, where I have a barcode and an ID number. This allows the company to understand the consumer behavior. What are they buying? When are they buying it? What do they prefer? Because behind you obviously have some data and analysis. So with this, they know what I like, and they are able to send me some specific offers on specific products. The barcode is, as you can see here on the right-hand side, something that we use also to pay. So within the same application, I can order and I can also pay for whatever I will take from this company. The second social media platform, which is extremely important in China, is Weibull. Weibull is the micro-blogging platform, which is more or less the Twitter of China, and it's a great way for you to promote your brand. So many companies, not to say all companies, got a Weibo account where they can really engage with people, because they can have interaction and talk to them directly. Weibo, as of today, it's 261 million active users in Q1 2016. Twitter represents 310 million. Just a matter of comparison. And the third one will be Youko. Youko is the YouTube of China. Again, it's a platform where you can share video and make some research about different product video, etc. Some brands are using it extensively, like Burberry. Burberry have been very active in digital in China, and they are using Youko to spread their brand stories. So you have a lot of new product launches, advertisement, making of, a lot of things that can actually be seen widely, and that can be shared by the people on their network. So this is one of the good case study and a powerful tool for companies who have a lot of video content.
Just a question, Julia, because you're talking about the different tools that they can use for marketing, but you don't talk about Baidu, which is the Google SEO in China.
Yeah.
Is there any specific reason for that?
The only reason is that we are talking here about marketing your company on a shoestring, and using Baidu is a search engine platform like Google. Yeah. This is the Google of China. But doing SEO obviously is very important, but it's very costly also. So on the shoestring, I would rather recommend to go to the social media platform than doing directly SEO.
Okay, thank you for this.
So the third element of the implementation is using your QR code. QR code is something that you will get as soon as you register and get an account on WeChat or Weibull. You will get a specific QR code for your company. This QR code is extremely important to get it and to use it everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I even say like on your business cards, you just put it everywhere. And this is your gateway to information. It's the gateway to connecting with people. So this QR code is not an option. It's actually really mandatory in China. Also, when you will go further in your implementation, you will see that QR codes can be specific to some events or some shops. Again, for the bakery I was referring to previously, we have created different QR codes for different shops to know better the consumers of these specific shops and to be able to reply to their specific needs. So when we were talking previously about uniqueness and personalized experience, this is one of the tools that you can use to do that. The fourth element is getting a real Chinese content. It's not only, I mean, having a text that you will create yourself and translate in Chinese, it's okay, but it will never sound like a native Chinese actually doing an article for your consumers. So in order to educate about your brand and explaining everything you do, you need a Chinese native to explain that to his peers. So this is really important to get someone really native in your team to do so. The fifth element is leveraging the key opinion leaders. So key opinion leaders is they can be many different persons. You can have some related to your industry. You can have some which are very famous. It can be professional bloggers or not. It really depends. But what is important is the influence they have among their network and inside your industry. So these key opinion leaders, you need to engage with them. You need to be super friend with them to be able to spread your messages to the most number of people. Also, something that can sound a bit funny, but like it's still very important in China to do pictures with them because Chinese people really are sensible to this. So if you have very well-known key opinion leaders that you know, just take picture with them, show that they love your brand, and other people will love your brand, that's for sure.
Just a question related to this, those key opinion leaders. How to select them? What would be your recommendation to identify the most important KOL for your brand or for your products?
So to do so, sorry, I'm coming back on this slide. To do so, I would recommend to really again ask people within your network who they know, who knows the most. The most number of people, who is really influential in your industry. It's a lot of it's a question of network, really, basically. So
this is the reason why it's really important to have someone here.
Exactly. This is the reason why you need. I mean, you cannot go without any native Chinese person in your team. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Or you can still ask. I'm sure many agencies can offer you that.
Yeah, this kind of service is for sure.
but it can be very expensive. Okay, so just a quick comparison for the key opinion leaders. So this is China versus Europe. We have on the left the Weibull account of an actress and UNHCR Goodwill Ambassador Yao Chen. She's very famous in China. And in comparison, we have on the right-hand side Elizabeth Windsor. So the Queen of England. And if we look closer to the number of followers they get, I'm sorry, Elizabeth, but you lose. Yao Chen, she's got almost 80 million followers. Wow, it's huge. And while the Queen get 1.3 million, which is already an enormous amount, but I mean still nothing compared to Yao Chen. And you will tell me, okay, but UK is rather small compared to China. Right, let's go to US then. And as you can see, Obama gets 75.4 million. So still, China is winning to this battle of followers and key opinion leaders. So this is important. And for the small story, we've been lucky with, again, the bakery business I was helping to get. Yao Chen is one of our fans, so we were very happy because when she posted that she liked the croissant, it was very it was great for us. Okay, last but not least, the last point is to use the Chinese calendar. In China, I mean, using the festivals and holidays is something that many of us do in our day-to-day marketing, for sure. In China, they are celebrating our European festivals like Christmas and Easter and even American one like with Halloween. But again, adapting yourself to the culture means that you have to adapt your visual. So you can see Heineken on the left-hand side with the Chinese New Year visual. It's the red background you see. It's actually a red envelope, a hongbao, which is used during the Chinese New Year to give you some money. So it's very traditional, but very important to China. So Heineken did a great visual with a lot of coins, you see. So give you good taste and good fortune, as they claim. Christmas terracotta soldiers. So it's a way to engage the Chinese consumers with, okay, it's Christmas. It's not a holiday that they are really that they know of a lot, but we put some Santa Claus hats on the terracotta soldiers, so it's funny. It's a nice touch, and they like a lot the humoristic touch of it. And the last example is something that, I mean, you will understand why you need a Chinese local to tell you about this. It's May 20. May 20 is a kind of festival or holiday in China, and it celebrates the Internet Valentine's Day. Honestly, if you are not Chinese, how can you know that? I mean, this is so different from what we know. And why is it so? Because the 520 in Chinese, which you will say Wu A Ling, means more, I mean, sounds like Wo Ai Ni, which is I love you. Yeah, it's yes, it's complicated, but
there you must learn Chinese.
Exactly. So this is one example of another bakery, Pantry Best. They created for the occasion of May 20 a Love You Forever gift box with a small pastry and a mug with an angel on it. You have to be romantic to be in China, for sure. So yeah, this is really a good example of how to use the Chinese calendar. Obviously, you will talk about the Chinese New Year and some festival like the Dragon Boat Festival or Lunar Calendar. Right. So these are the 6 implementation elements. And to conclude, I'd like to give you a summary of what we have been talking now. So number 1, review and write clearly your strategic plan for China, and taking into account the 4 points we've been talking about, which are define, adapt, attract, and engage. This is your key elements to write your strategic plan. Then get a native team member for your communication aspects. I think that I've been emphasizing this a lot. Create powerful Chinese brand name, yes, and don't create a name that means like buy me later. Forget about international digital platform because they are not used here, and go and adapt yourself to the Chinese use and habits by using the local ones, and then adapt to your audience to offer unique and personalized experience. So that's my advices for today. For more information, you can go to the website MAPPsolution.com or follow us on LinkedIn. And for the rest, you can contact EU SME Center or the Chamber of Commerce, like the CCAFC, for more information. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julia. Just a few questions from our attendees. One of them is that, considering that a lot of people buy their products on the JD.com or Taobao, what is the real necessity to have your own Weibull account or WeChat account or Yoko?
How will they know about you? They absolutely need that. I mean, this is key because yes, they are. Whether they are buying online or they are going to the streets or to the shopping mall to buy your products, they anyway get information from internet first. Yeah. So and if you are on Weibo, if you are on WeChat, you can spread your message more easily and through their network. So if their friend like it, they will share with them and then they will go to try. So
basically you would say that this is the first step to make your brand known
exactly,
in China, and then they will choose your products on the, the e-commerce platform that exists here.
Yes.
Okay. There is another question, which is more like a practical question.
Okay.
How do you create your own account on Weibo or on Youko?
You have different options. You can, the easy option is to ask a web agency here in China to help you to do that. That said, you can also do it yourself with a Chinese team member that can help you to do so. Okay. So you have two approach. It really depends on your budget, I would say.
Well, what is the difference between two solutions? To have a range.
Yeah, but a good example is that a WeChat account, to open a WeChat account, it costs literally 300 kwai, which is 45 euros, while some companies may ask you for anything between 10,000 RMB to 50,000 RMB. I mean, WeChat is a huge business now, so many different things can be asked. Actually, many different prices. Obviously, I mean, the agencies, they are giving you more than just opening your account, and they are helping you to set up a lot of different things. But to be very basic, opening an account just costs nothing.
Okay.
Voila.
Thank you very much then. I hope this webinar was very useful for you. Please don't hesitate to contact us if you have any further question or if something is not clear. We will be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you. Have a good day for those who are in Europe, and have a good end of afternoon for the others.